A with equipment. Today what you're going to need for your workout is going to be a bench. You're going to need a couple of dumbbells, at least a couple of dumbbells, potentially a few more. I'm going to have my trusty assistant possibly helping me. This is Jacob. He's my 2-year-old son, almost 2-year-old. Birthday come up soon. And the idea here is to demonstrate to you, don't have to have things perfect, just get things done as best you can. And you potentially need some other weights that will work with you to do, we're doing squats, we're doing a single arm dumbbell row, and we're going to be needing a ball as well, or jackknife push-up. So with the weights, if the same weight works for you to do the squats and the single arm dumbbell row, that's great, but you want to be choosing weights that are going to challenge you in the last couple repetitions. Today we're going to be aiming for you're going to aim somewhere between 10 and 15 repetitions. Last couple of repetitions, you want to feel that they are very challenging. You're maintaining your form, but you're still being quite challenged. Then after the first few times you've done this video, you can modify what weight works for you, because you may not be using the same weight for the squat as you are for the single arm row. So we've got squats in today's workout. We've got squats paired with single arm dumbbell row on the bench. Then our second set of exercises is going to be a push-up jackknife on the ball. So you're going to need a ball, and as well you're supersetting that with single or double arm dumbbell single leg deadlift. So a deadlift on one leg holding 2 dumbbells. So let's get started. The assumption is that you have done your diet or your active warm-up, I should say. If you haven't already, press pause, go back onto the website, do your active warm-up first, and then get into the actual workout. Moving on to the workout. So, pick up your dumbbells. Make sure when you're picking up your dumbbells, you're doing it with proper form. Bending through the legs, keeping your back up nice and flat. For the squats, I'm going to do them with the bench placed vertically. I find that helps a little bit. Feet are just a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. And as you go down, you're going to push those knees just wide of those toes. We're going to go 2 count down and 2 count up. We're aiming for somewhere between 10 and 15 repetitions to start. If you're doing this video after a number of times, having already done it before, and you're wanting to aim for a little bit more strength, you can choose heavier weights and go for fewer repetitions, as low as 6 to 8 reps. So that's only after you've developed some base strength in that 10 to 15 rep range and you're comfortable with what your body can tolerate. So again, making sure, and I'm looking at this from the side, when you're squatting, that you're keeping your your knees back from the toes. My weight loaded through my heels, my chest stays high, nice even tempo, 2 count down, 2 count up. One more right here. Okay, so I'm going to be watching how I put down those weights, making sure it's in the same manner. I'm going to turn the bench horizontally to the camera, and what I want you to do is to go onto 2 stability points, front hand, back knee on the bench. You want to have the outside leg extended, soft bend. If you look at yourself in the mirror, from shoulder to hip should be a nice flat line. I do not want to slow you into movement in this position. You've got to lift the tailbone up a little bit so you've got a flat back. I also want like over arcs to find a nice neutral spine. You're going to grab your weight in your outside hand, set the shoulder down and back, and you're going to do a single arm row. When I'm doing the single arm row, I'm thinking about keeping the elbow in, and I'm also making sure that the back, or the path of the dumbbell is close to my back leg. If you pull up close to your shoulder, notice what my shoulder does, it's in a negative position. So you want to keep my shoulder back a little bit, so I'm feeling it in my back. This is working. And then once you've done your reps, switch over to the other side. Outside leg is on the ground, soft bend in the knee. Front hand slightly angled in, back nice and flat. Find that neutral spine, take a second to find the neutral spine. Set the shoulder down and back, and you're doing single arm row. How are we doing back there, bud? You getting the ball ready for me for my jackknives? 2 count up, 2 count down, good tempo. In future videos, we'll play around with the tempo. keep that weight near that back leg. 2 count up, 2 count down. Aiming for, again, that 10 to 15 repetitions. Last 2 here. Oh, thanks, buddy. And last one. Okay, so we're going to go back to those squats. So for the squats, at this time I'm going to not use the bench, making sure you're picking up those weights properly, and I'm going to try to push the depth just a little bit further. Feet stacked, just while I have your shoulders apart. You want to do some squats with me, hun? And I want you to drop down as low as you can. If you can push a little bit lower than hip height, or with thighs parallel to the ground, that would be great. Well, the other one of those, honey, so I can go down. 2 count down, 2 count up. Making sure you've got even weight distribution between the right and left leg. For the last 5 repetitions, I'll turn towards the side. You can see how flat my back is. Core is nice and tight. As I go down, I'm pushing my knees just wide of my toes. You can use one of the other balls, huh? Oh, look, there's a bunch of other balls right there. Last 2. Maintaining good form all the way through. Last one. Okay. Back to our single arm row. This time starting with the opposite side. Back nice and flat. 2 count up, 2 count down. 2. Good job, pal. Jake is suggesting that I need to be doing something with a medicine ball. If you're finding that you need a little bit more recovery in between each set of the 2 exercises, listen to your body and do what you need to do. Oh, good job, pal. Thank you, that's perfect. And one more. And over to the other side. So you'll have to let me know how distracting or not distracting you find my little helper here. If you're finding that the videos are a little bit too hard to follow, because your eyes focus on him rather than the form that I'm trying to show you, let me know. But again, the whole point, what I'm trying to demonstrate here is that things don't have to be absolutely perfect. You get them done in whatever way you can. 4 more repetitions. Keep half of that dumbbell up on the leg. One more. Okay, so you've got one more set of squats. I want you to repeat that. Go back, rewind the video, do another set if you have time of squats and single arm row. And right away, assuming you've done that, we're going to jump into our second superset, which is our single leg deadlift and our push-up jackknife. Our single leg dumbbell deadlift with weights on either side of the body. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick up your dumbbells. You want to open up through the chest so you're nice and tall. Just stand towards the side, probably a little bit easier to see what I'm doing here. It's very similar to the movement that you do in the dynamic stretches. You know, load on one foot. Please don't touch the camera, Jake. Okay, don't touch. You know, load on one heel. Support leg is slightly bent. And then you're going to hinge at the hips. And then squeeze through the glute and the hamstring to pull the body back up. You want to keep that back nice and flat through the movement, chest lifted. Biggest mistakes that I see in this movement is as people go down, I see them round out their spine. And you see I lost balance when I did that. So 2 errors there that happen. Keep the chest lifted nice and high. If you've got the balance and you can stay weight bearing on one foot the whole time, you can do that, but it's definitely not necessary. I'd way rather you return that foot to the ground, reestablish your balance, and repeat the exercise. You want the focus to be through the glute and the hamstring of the support leg, not through the ankle. So the very first couple of times you do this exercise, you might feel, I'm going to switch sides to the other one, you may feel that the ankle is doing a tremendous amount of work. You want to ideally feel it more through the hip, maybe the glute need a little bit, so this muscle up through here, and the back of the leg, much more so than the ankle. 2 count down, 2 count up. From the front, what it should look like is you want to make sure that your hips are nice want to keep your hips square forward. Again, rep range for today's workout, we're aiming somewhere between 10 to 15 reps to get through the set. Here comes Jake. Through, pushing the ball around. We're going to be using that for our very next exercise, so Nathan's getting the ball ready for me. 2 count down, 2 count up. I think I've got 2 more repetitions. Keep the chest open. Reset those shoulders at the top of the movement. Okay, second exercise. So first set that we go through in the movement is just going to be a straight jackknife, and then the second set that I'm going to take you through, I'll show you how to advance that a little bit and that'll push up into the movement. So with your stability ball, ideally you're making sure it's a nice firm ball. An anti-burst ball is ideal. Thanks, buddy. Maybe I'll trade to this one. Why don't you take the blue one, and I'll take the gray one. You're going to put your tummy on top of the ball. You're going to walk your hands off the ball until your shoelaces are on the ball. Shoelaces and ankle. You want to be able to hold a nice angle position even when the ball is being pushed into your face. Okay, buddy. Lift the leg. And slowly bring your knees in towards the body. 2 count in, 2 count out. 2 count in, 2 count out. So that's called a jackknife. Now if you find that it's a little bit too tricky to be all the way out where I am on my toes, you can make the exercise slightly easier by having the ball at shin level. The longer the lever, the more challenging it's going to be. Your leg, the review from fundamentals 1, you're not collapsed in the shoulders, you're pushing out of those shoulder blades. So I'll show that one more time so they can have a little clearer in the camera. So there's collapsed, there's pushed out. You want to push it up the heels of your hands so you've got a nice, stable position. Okay, so there is your set number 1. We'll go into set number 2 in just 1 second. If you have time, I'm going to encourage you to do a third set of the second sequence of exercises. So back to the single leg deadlift with 2 dumbbells. Single leg dumbbell deadlift, we call this. So establish balance on 1 foot. If you can remember which foot you started with last time, start on the opposite leg. So I'm going to start on my left leg this time. Loading through the heel, knees slightly bent, and you're going to hinge forward, 2 count down, 2 count up. Main cues that you're looking for here, weight loaded through the heel. Okay? Support leg slightly soft. Every time you come up to the start position, you're opening up through the chest. Make sure you're choosing a weight that is appropriate for you. So the last couple of repetitions, you're fairly challenged. This exercise may be a little bit tougher to hit that super challenge because maybe the most challenging part of this movement initially is the balance, which is okay. I do want you, when you come up, to squeeze through the back of the leg. I really want you to squeeze the glute. That's right, buddy, squeeze. Jacob's helping with the cueing. And we got 2 more repetitions. And if you feel it quite a bit in the arch and the ankle of the foot initially, that's okay. Probably the next couple of times you do this workout, you're going to feel, so I've just exercised there, you're going to feel the next few times you do this workout, you're going to feel that you can get more effort happening through the back of the leg and much easier on that ankle. And stabilizer should be working better. 2 count down, 2 count up. Want to try some deadlifts, buddy? Yeah. Oh, good job. So Jake's demonstrating a single leg deadlift. That's our scorpion deadlift. Good for you. And we've got 3 more repetitions. So those of you who are current clients at Performance Institute, you'll get a real kick out of this video. Those of you who are brand new, well, you'll get to know Jake in the coming months, I'm sure. So that's our second set of our first exercise in the second series. So we've got that single leg deadlift. Now we're moving into, this is going to be a push-up jackknife. So more of this. If you found the jackknife too easy, this is for you. A little bit tougher. If you found the jackknife plenty challenging, stay with the basic jackknife. So walk out, basic, push-up into a jackknife. A little bit tougher. Most important part here is your back position. I do not want any banana backs. I want to be nice and straight. How many reps you do here? As many as you possibly can. You're probably going to find with the push-up, it's going to be significantly more challenging. So maybe 10, maybe 12 repetitions is what you're going to end up with. And we'll do one more right there. Okay, so there you go. Here's your first workout with equipment. Stay tuned. Lots more videos.